the Flamingos of Nigeria, our under 17 female team, our female under 17 team, will take on Italy by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. So the match will start in a few minutes from now, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. And what a match is going to be. And already today, in round of 16, we've seen some matches. We saw Brazil defeating China 3-0. And then the match between USA and Netherlands is ongoing. Before coming into the studio here, the match is ongoing. And it was 1-1 at that time. So we'll see what happens in the match. So in this competition already, in the group stage, we saw 36 matches played in the group stage. 36 matches played and 130 goals scored in the group stage. And then now in the round of 16, today we've already seen 2 matches being played, and of course we've seen 4 goals. We've seen 5 goals already because Brazil won their match. They defeated China 3-0, while it is 1-1 between USA and Netherlands. And so and in the round of 16, we are going to get to see 8 matches in the round of 16. 8 matches we played in the round of 16. And this tournament has been very fantastic so far. And Nigeria, the Flamingos of Nigeria, will take on Italy tonight by 8 p.m. Nigeria time. I'm talking about Italy. They've only made 2 appearances at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. This is their second appearance. They made their debut in 2014. That was when they made their debut, 2014. And in that same tournament, they got to the semi-final and they finished in 3rd place. They won bronze in the 2014 edition. I mean, that was their maiden appearance, and they finished in 3rd place in that particular edition. And then this is the second one as well. And then already they are in a good start. I mean, they are dominating and winning matches. Looking at Italy, I mean, in the group stage, they won all their matches. They won all their 3 group matches. They finished with 9/9. That's 9 maximum points. So they picked the maximum 9 points out of the maximum 9 points. And then they defeated the likes of Costa Rica in their first match. They defeated Costa Rica 3-0. In their second match, they defeated Morocco 3-1. And in their third match, they've been in a very fantastic form. And they've really proven that they can score goals. And amongst the goal scorers for Italy, there's a particular player who has scored 5 goals already for them. Her name is Giulia Galli. She's a player to watch out for in this match. Giulia Galli has scored 5 goals. And then in the qualification for this tournament, they played in the under-17. They played in the 2025 UEFA Under-17 Women's Championship. That was how they qualified. They finished as one of the semi-finalists at the 2025 UEFA Under-17 Championship. And this player, Giulia Galli, scored 3 goals for them to ensure that they go to the semi-finals, and they picked one of the tickets to this competition. And already in this competition, Giulia Galli has been in a fantastic form. She has scored 5 goals for Italy already, and she's the highest goal scorer in this tournament so far, because the highest goal scorer in this tournament so far has scored 5 goals, and her name is Giulia Galli, and she has scored in every match in this tournament. In their first match against Costa Rica, she scored a brace. She scored 2 goals, and also in their second match against Morocco, she scored 2 goals as well. And in the third match against Brazil, she scored a goal. So Giulia Galli is really in a hot form. I'm talking about this player as well. She plays for Roma. That's in the Serie A Feminine. That's where she plays, Roma. And then on match day 2, she featured for Roma, and she struck for them. She scored a goal when they defeated AC Milan by 1-0. She scored for Roma against AC Milan in that match. For you to know how hot she is. So she's in such a terrific form. So Italy on the way to the round of 16, or on their way to the round of 16, has scored 10 goals and they have conceded 4 goals. They won all their group matches. Now let's talk about the Flamingos of Nigeria. For the Flamingos of Nigeria to get to the round of 16, they finished as one of the 4 best third place teams. Yeah, they finished as one of the 4 best third place teams. Looking at the teams that finished, looking at the other teams that finished as one of the 4 best top place teams, we have Zambia. Zambia finished as one of the best top place teams. Then Morocco as well finished as one of the best top place teams, and Netherlands finished as one of the best top place teams. And the Netherlands is really a keenly contested match. So it shows you that it's not about finishing, actually. It's about knowing your honors and knowing how to do very well. Look at the Flamingo Nigeria. Although they might have finished in the top place team, but today's match does not mean that, it doesn't mean that they are pushovers. It doesn't mean that they'll just be a pushover in today's match. It doesn't really mean it doesn't really go like that. It doesn't roll like that. They might actually come into today's match and actually perform very well. Looking at Netherlands, Netherlands finished as one of the 4 best top place teams, and here they are against USA, playing in a very fine way against USA, giving the USA a run for their money in this match, And so once again, the 4 teams that finished as the best top place teams are Morocco, Zambia, Nigeria, and the Netherlands. For the Flamingos of Nigeria, in their first match in this competition, they played against Canada. And what a match that was. They lost to Canada 4-1. That was a comprehensive thrashing by the Canadians. They really defeated them 4-1. And what happened in that match? Looking at that match closely, we saw that the Flamingos had chances. They wasted some of their chances. And apart from wasting some of their chances, even they themselves committed blunder. There were some defensive lapses. Which should not have occurred, And then in the third match, we had to see the goalkeeper that played in the first 2 matches did not play in the third match, and we saw a different result anyway. But there were some errors in the first match, errors from the goalkeeper, even errors from the players themselves. But then in the second match against France, we saw a much more improved performance compared to their first match against Canada. And then in the first match against Canada, by the way, Nigeria scored in the first half. Canada were the first to score. When they scored, Nigeria equalized in the first half, and we thought, oh fine, they were going to go all the way and perform very well. But the second half was another ball game entirely. The Flamingos of Nigeria let in 3 goals within 18 minutes. The last 18 minutes of the second half. I haven't played the second half. Second half is 45 minutes. I haven't done well. You have 18 more minutes to just maintain your cool and composure. But then they just let everything off like that, and before we could say anything, the Canadians started scoring. They scored the second goal, they scored the third goal, they scored the fourth goal, and all these 3 goals were scored in the last 18 minutes of the match. And so the Flamingos paid dearly, and they lost that match. In the second match against France, they had a good first half. The first half of the match ended goalless. Then in the second half, 9 minutes in the match, 9 minutes, a loss of concentration also cost us the game in the second half, and then we lost the match by 1-0. And against Samoa, fine. Some people will argue that Samoa were making their debut, so some people were not really rate that much. No, but it doesn't go that way. It doesn't go that way because look at Netherlands, as I said. Netherlands finished in 3rd place. They qualified as one of the best 3rd places, and here they are giving the United States a very good fight. They are really giving them a good fight in the match. They're really, they're playing very well. So it's not about that. It's about the fact that against Samoa, the girls, the girls they were calm. I think they got a psychologist, or they were psyched up for the match. They were really psyched up, and they knew that if they lost that match, they were going home. And of course, they didn't want to go at that stage. And then, of course, ahead of today's match, looking at today's match, their coach, Bankole Olowokere, has said that he has been doing a lot of talks with his players. He has been psyching them up that they can do this and that they are very well prepared for the match. They are ready for the match. And when you talk about Italy, Italy have got that attacking flair. They really got that attacking flair, and they're so disciplined. They're very disciplined team, very organized, disciplined, and they've got so much attacking flair. They're so disciplined and they have got so much attacking flair. That's talking about Italy. So that's talking about Italy. They've got so much attacking flair, so they are so disciplined. And then so today the Flamingos were just bringing their A game. They have to be tactical because looking at Italy, they're in a very good form. They've got players, like I said, they've got players who play for Roma, AS Roma in the Serie A Feminine, or in the female division, in the female version of the Serie A. So they've got players who play in such a high league. So they really have to bring in their A game to this. They have to be tactical, no more errors, no more defensive lapses. And apart from that, when they have the chance to score, they must score. They have to be clinical. As in the hallmark of a good team is scoring goals and scoring it very well. That's what football is all about. It's all about scoring goals. It's not about who has the most chances, because at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter. What matters is how many goals have you been able to score. So against this very attacking Italian team, because they're so attacking, imagine the player scoring 5 goals for them already. Talking about what's her name again? Sorry. Talking about Julia Gani. She has scored in every match. She scored a brace in the first match, she scored a brace in the second match, and she scored another goal in the third match. So players like that are players that must be watched closely in today's match. And so the Super Falcons of Nigeria, the Flamingos of Nigeria, any chance that comes their way today, they must utilize the chances. This is not the time. This is not the time to eat woodwork or to miss a lot of chances. We want them to be clinical, just score goals. And then, as I said, in a match against Samoa, the Nigeria won 4-0 in that match. Queen Joseph scored 2 goals for Nigeria. And overall in this competition, Queen Joseph has scored 3 goals for the Flamingos of Nigeria. She has scored 3 goals. She scored in her first match against Canada. Then in the third match against Samoa, she scored a brace. She actually scored a brace in that match. And then Shakira Moshin also scored a penalty kick. And then Aziza Odunto scored the 4th goal. Shakira Moshin missed another penalty kick in the match, but then she scored one. She missed one. So yeah, so Queen Joseph scored in the 13th minute and in the 34th minute. Shakira Moshin scored the penalty kick in the 28th minute, and Aziza Odunto scored in the second half for Nigeria to make it 4-0 to the Flamingos of Nigeria. And the Flamingos of Nigeria dominated the match from start. And the Flamingos of Nigeria dominated the match from start to finish. And then here we are. They finished as one of the 4 best top place teams, alongside teams like Netherlands, Zambia, and Morocco. And here they are. They are going to be playing against Italy tonight by 8 p.m. Nigeria time. They've never met each other at this level. This is the first time Italy and Nigeria will be playing at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. They've never played each other at this level. And even looking at Italy are making their second appearance. Their maiden appearance was in 2014. So this is their second appearance. Their maiden appearance was in 2014. And when they made their maiden appearance, they got to the semi-final. They got to the semi-final and they finished in 3rd place. That's talking about Italy. So they've already been there twice, and then they've done expert already, finishing in 3rd place in the first appearance. And now this, and on paper now, as it is, on paper, not and now, as it is now, they look stronger than the Nigerian squad as it is. Although they have to the field of play and decide that, but then as it is, looking at what they have done so far in this tournament, they finished first from their group with a maximum 9 points. They didn't lose any match, and then they finished ahead of the likes of Brazil. Brazil is a formidable squad. Brazil won their match today against China. They defeated China 3-0 in the round of 16 match. So they finished ahead of the likes of Brazil, Morocco, the host country, and Costa Rica. And so they really deserve to be in this round of 16. They scored 10 goals, they conceded 4 goals, and they've been so clinical, and they've got such attacking play and attacking quality. And then our coach, Bankole Olokere, as I showed us that we are going to see a good match today, that we are going to see an improved Flamingos team, and of course, we want to see an improved Flamingos team. We really want to, because looking at the last edition, they qualified straight. They didn't go through the 3rd place. I mean, they didn't finish as one of the best. They qualified outrightly from the group. So we really want them to do very well this time around. And Nigeria's best performance at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup was in 2022 in India, when they won bronze, and that was even under Bankole Olokere as well. Under the tutelage of Bankole Olokere, they won bronze then. So this time around, we want them to go a step further and also do this as well. They'll be playing by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. And as I said already, in this competition, we've seen how many, in the first round, in the group stage, we saw 130 goals. 130 goals scored in the group stage in this competition. And then in the round of 16 today already, we've seen 5 goals already in the round of 16. Brazil defeated China 3-0, and the match between USA and Netherlands before I came in was 1-1. This was ongoing, and it was 1-1 as that's when they were playing. So looking at that, already we've seen 135 goals in this tournament. And in the group stage, 36 matches were played, and then today in the round of 16, we've seen 2 matches already. Now looking at Italy qualified as semi-finalists of the UEFA Women's Under-17 Championship 2025, and this is their second appearance, as I said, at the 2025 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, and they made their debut in 2014, and they are featured in 2014 and 2025. Their best result at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup was finishing in 3rd place, and that was in 2014. That was when they made their debut. Can you imagine? They made their debut in 2014, and that same year, they also got to the semi-final and they won bronze that same year. The coach of Italy is Viviana Schiavi. Yeah, that's the name of the coach of Italy, Viviana Schiavi. And then the players to watch in Italy, I already mentioned that Giulia Galli. That's the first player to watch, Giulia Galli. in this ongoing competition. She has scored 5 goals. She's the top scorer so far in this tournament with 5 goals. We have another player who has scored 4 goals, but she has 5 goals. So she's the top scorer already, and she has scored in every match. She scored in their first match against Morocco. Sorry, she scored in their first match against Costa Rica when they defeated Costa Rica 3-0. In their second match against Morocco as well, she scored 2 goals in that match as well. Then in their third match against Brazil, she scored 1 goal. So she has scored a goal in every match in this competition. Apart from that, she's a very, she's somebody that's she has been developed at Roma. She was developed at Roma in the Serie A, the female version of the Serie A. That's the Serie A feminine. She was developed there, and then she has really been trained into a very quality player, because on match day 2 in the Serie A, she played against AC Milan and she struck for Roma in that match. And when Roma defeated AC Milan, because she plays for Roma, when Roma defeated AC Milan, she scored the only goal for them in that match. And then talking about Italy combines, as I said, they combine a lot of attacking flair with so much discipline. Then the second player to watch out for in Italy is Anna Copelli. For Anna Copelli, she plays as a midfielder. For Italy, and then she has scored 1 goal in this competition. She scored in her first match against Costa Rica when they defeated Costa Rica 3-0. She scored a goal there, and she was named the woman of the match in that match. She won the player of the match award for that particular match. So her name is Anna Copelli. So those are the players to watch out for in this squad: Giulia Galli and Anna Copelli. And then let's look at Group A. Italy finished from Group A in the group stage. They were in Group A with the likes and Costa Rica. They finished with 9 points. They scored 10 goals and they considered 4 goals ahead of Brazil. Brazil in that group finished with 4 points. Brazil scored 7 goals and considered 5 goals. Morocco in that group finished with 3 points. Morocco scored 4 goals and they considered 7 goals. Costa Rica in that group finished with 1 point. They scored 2 goals and they considered 7 goals. So Italy were the winners of this group with 9 points, 10 goals, and 4 goals against. As in 4 goals were considered against them. Now looking at the Italian squad for this tournament, looking at their squad, for the goalkeepers we have Matilde Robione, there's Viola Sosai, and there's Giulia Martinazzi. Then for the defenders we have Elisa Batero, Caterina Venturelli, there's Sofia Verini, there's Sofia Pomati, there's Francesca Randazzo and Sara Palizzi, and there's also Martina Brezan. Then for the midfielders, we have Giulia Robino, we have Benedetta Bedini, we have Racheli Giudici, we have Caterina Lanacon, we have Valentina Picardi, Anna Copelli, I mentioned that earlier, Anna Copelli and Mazia Piamarini. So those are the midfielders. Then for the forwards, we have Giulia Galli, the top scorer herself, Giulia Galli. We have Viola Vopini, we have Martina Romanelli, we have Giulia Guazzoni, and the manager, the head coach is Viviana Chiavi. So what's your take on tonight's match? Who do you think will win the match between Nigeria and Italy? On paper, don't forget on paper, it's only on paper. On paper, everybody has given it to Italy because of the form in the group stage, because of the. But don't forget that there are some tournaments that some countries they start slowly. And let me give you an example. At the last African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire, the host country Cote d'Ivoire, they started slowly. They even qualified as one of the third best placed teams to show you how slowly they started. And even in the course of the competition, their coach was fired. They had to get an indigenous coach in that. They had to quickly fix the team with a coach, with an indigenous coach. They had to quickly do something about the team. And what happened from the knockout stage? Ivory Coast started playing very well. They played very well in the round of 16. They played very well in the quarterfinals. They played very well in the semi-finals. And when they met them, they defeated us. And when they met us, they defeated us. And we had earlier played them in the group stage. That we defeated them in the group stage when they were not doing very well. We defeated them. But then after they changed the coach, in the course of the tournament, they changed the coach. And after that, the boys picked up, the men picked up, and they got to the final of the competition. And they even defeated Nigeria the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So it shows you that it doesn't matter how bad a team starts or how low a team starts. What matters is ability to find their momentum, ability to gear themselves up, ability to side themselves. Ability to side themselves, and that is what we have seen of Bankole Olorokere. He has really been talking to these players a lot, and from what we've heard, the girls don't want to leave this competition yet. They are not ready to go home. Our girls are not ready to go home. So we still want to see the likes of Shakirat Moshood and Odunton and all of them, Queen Joseph. We want to continue to see the likes of all these players in this tournament. So looking at the Nigeria squad for this tournament, for the Flamingo squad, for the benefit of those who don't know the squad, for the goalkeepers, we have Elizabeth Boniface, who plays for Abia Angels. There's Onyinyechi Okpara, who plays for Imo Strikers. There's Silva Echefu, who plays for Bayelsa Queens. Then for the defenders, we have Anna Ibrahim, who plays for Remo Stars Ladies. There's Jumai Adebayo, who plays for Rivers Angels. There's Azizat Odunton, who plays for FC Robo. There's Christiana Sunday, who plays for Imo Strikers. There's Nofisat Tijani, who plays for Beautiful Talent 99. There's Fatima Shuaib, who plays for Nasarawa Amazons. And then for the midfielders, we have Shakirat Moshood. And Shakirat Moshood has also been fantastic, although she has only scored a penalty kick. But then she has really been instrumental in this, especially in her fourth match. She was instrumental, so she has been fantastic as well. There's Shakirat Moshood, who plays for Bayelsa Queens. There's Muinat Rotimi, who plays for Nakamura Football Academy. There's Xavi Estefanos, who plays for Utah Rise. And then, so these are the players. I mean, these are the players. Let me just skip. I'm sorry. So these are the players. Now looking at Nigeria's group, for the Flamingos of Nigeria, they were in Group D. The Flamingos were in Group D alongside teams like Canada, France, Nigeria, and Samoa. And Canada finished with 9 points. France were second in the group. France finished with 6 points. Canada won all their matches in that group. In their last match, they defeated France 2-1. Canada defeated France in the third match by 2-1. So they won their matches. Canada have 9 points. Canada finished with 9 points. France finished with 6 points. The Flamingos of Nigeria finished with 3 points. And Samoa finished with 0 points. So the Flamingos finished with 3 points and a goal difference of 0. So that was enough to see them through. That was enough to see them through to the round of 16. So alongside Netherlands, Morocco, and Zambia, the Flamingos of Nigeria qualified. So we still have 3 African representatives in this tournament. Initially in the group stage, we had 5 African representatives: 5: Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Zambia, and Morocco. Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Morocco, Nigeria, and Zambia. And so we are going to get to see the Super Falcons play. I don't know, maybe because they play today, maybe because the Super Falcons play today. I keep on saying Super Falcons. So tonight we are going to see the Flamingos of Nigeria in action against Italy. And looking at the goal scorers for Italy in this tournament, here are the players who have scored for them. Giulia Galli, she has scored 5 goals. There's Anna Copelli, she has a goal. Racheli Giudici, she has scored 1 goal. There's Caterina Venturelli, she has 1 goal. There's Sofia Verini, who has a goal. And there's Benedetta Bedini, who also has a goal. So those are the goal scorers for Italy in this tournament. For Nigeria, the Flamingos of Nigeria in this tournament, here are the players who have scored. Queen Joseph, 3 goals. Queen Joseph has 3 goals. Shakirat Moshood has a goal. She has a penalty kick. And Azizat Odunton has scored as well. So the Flamingos of Nigeria in this tournament have scored 5 goals, and they have considered 5 goals. They have scored 5 goals. They considered 5 goals. In our first match, the Flamingos, excuse me please. The Flamingos of Nigeria in this tournament. Excuse me please, I want to sit down. I'm about to sit down, sorry. So the Flamingos of Nigeria in this tournament have scored 5 goals, and they have considered 5 goals In their first match, Nigeria scored 1 goal in their first match. They scored a goal in their first match. That was against Canada. The goal was scored in the first half. Then in our second match against France, we didn't score a goal. And in our third match, the Flamingos of Nigeria, I mean, they were so convincing in their fourth match. They were really brilliant, you know. They had a commanding performance, scoring 4 goals, 4 good goals. Yeah, they scored 4 goals against Samoa without Samoa being able to reply any. So as a result of that, they finished as one of the best third place teams, and they are now in the round of 16. So who do you see winning this match? What's your take on tonight's match? Do you think Nigeria will win? Don't forget that any Nigerian team, I mean, anytime you don't expect them to do well, that's when they really do well. Like you see them giving out their best. So although not so many people are giving them a chance, but you can. I mean, the narrative may just change tonight. You could be very surprised tonight to see a different Flamingos team, especially when their coach has been talking. As I said, back when I said that these girls don't want to go home now. They are not ready to go home. They don't want to go home. They want to go all the way to the final, and it's very much possible they can go all the way to the final. They want to go a step or 2 steps further than the 2022 team in India. So they are really determined. They are very well prepared for this match, and we hope for the best from them. So once again, these are the goal scorers for Italy. So we should just be with these names. These are the goal scorers for Italy. Giuliana Galli, she has scored 5 goals. There's Anna Copelli, who is a midfielder and who has scored 1 goal. There's Racheli Giudici, who has scored a goal. There's Catarina Venturelli, who has also scored 1 goal. There's Sofia Verini, who has scored 1 goal. And there's Benedetta Bedini, who has also scored 1 goal. And for Nigeria, we have Queen Joseph. I had to look, and I don't mind me, I forgot. We have Queen Joseph. Queen Joseph has scored 30 goals, and she has proven to be the most prolific striker, the most prolific player for us so far in this competition. That's Queen Joseph. She has scored 30 goals. Shakira Moshood, the captain, scored the penalty kick in their last match. She scored the penalty kick in her last match She also even missed another one, but she scored this one. Then there's Azizat Otunton, who has also scored a goal for Nigeria. Then, looking at, if you are just joining me, I'm doing the match preview of the match between the Flamingos of Nigeria and Italy. The Flamingos of Nigeria and Italy, they'll be taking on each other by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. And then in this competition so far, the Flamingos have improved with every match. They started this competition on a not so impressive form, you know, losing to Canada by 4-1 in a match that they should have at least scored 2 goals in that match. They lost to Canada by 4-1. A lot of factors contributed. They were blunt in attack, and then there were so many defensive lapses in that match. And they were blunt in attack, and so they couldn't win that match. They had to lose comprehensively to Canada by 4-1. But their second match against France, they had a much more improved game. You know, they had a good first half. They did very well in the first half, and they were able to contain the French team, who had a lot of attacking opportunities. They were able to contain them, only for this to continue in the second half. And then in the 9 minutes to the end of the match, 9 minutes to the end of the match, they allowed France equalize, and we lost to them by 1-0. But in our match against Samoa, we defeated Samoa by 4-0. And then while we were defeating Samoa by 4-0, Zambia also won their match that day. Zambia defeated New Zealand 4-0 that day as well. While we were defeating Samoa, another African country, Zambia, also defeated New Zealand that day by 4-0. So as a result, Zambia and Nigeria qualified for the round of 16 as one of the best top place teams. Also, Morocco qualified as well, and Netherlands. I'm talking about Netherlands. They also played the game. The Netherlands played today against the United States of America, and then they really tried against USA. I mean, it didn't matter whether they finished as one of the best top place teams. It didn't matter, but they really put up a good fight in that match against the United States of America. So we really want the Flamingos of Nigeria to also go out today and play very well against Italy. The match might not really, but they have to prepare for this match, although they'll start the match by 8 o'clock, but then mentally they have to be ready for this match. Psychologically, tactically, everything they have to put into this match so that they can go so that they can go to the round, they can get to the quarterfinals, from the quarterfinals, maybe the semi-finals, and maybe they can even win it. Who says they cannot win it? I'm talking about this competition. North Korea. North Korea have won it the most times. They won it 3 times. That's talking about North Korea. They even won the last edition when they defeated Spain on penalty. So they've won it the most times. But for the Flamingos of Nigeria, they are yet to win it. They are yet to win it. The best result obtained by the Flamingos of Nigeria in this competition was getting to the third place. Was finishing in third place. Was finishing in third place. They played the third place match and they won bronze. And that was in 2022. So that's the best result Nigeria has achieved so far in this competition. Getting to the semi-final, they lost and they had to play a third place match and they won. So they won bronze. So that was the highest they've achieved so far in this tournament. This is their 8th appearance. That's talking about Nigeria. This is their 8th appearance at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. But for Italy, this is their 2nd appearance. They are only making their 2nd appearance. They made their debut in 2014, and that same year that they made their debut, they won bronze. They got to the third place. They finished in third place that same year, and this is their 2nd appearance as well. And then look at it now; they're already doing well. They finished their group. They finished on top of they finished first from their group with 9 points. They picked 9 out of 9 points. They picked the maximum 9 out of 9 points. They scored 10 goals. They conceded 4 goals, and they have the highest goal scorer in the tournament so far. So Italy, they also have the highest goal scorer in the tournament so far. So far they've been fantastic. I'm talking about the Italian team. I said it earlier. I said they got a lot of attacking flair. When it comes to playing attacking football, they are good. They got a lot of attacking flair, and also they are very, very disciplined. They're a disciplined team. So you know what it means to be disciplined? Like they don't just open. You don't just open them up like that. You have to be tactical to open them up. So they are very disciplined. Talking about the Italian team. So tonight we expect the Flamingos of Nigeria to step up their game, bring in their A game. We don't want any loss of concentration, and we want them to be tactical as well, because that is what football has become now. It is the team that is very tactical in their approach that wins now these days. So we really want them to step up their game. Looking at all the groups so far, as I'm talking about the group stage, there were 6 groups during the group stage. So let's just x-ray the groups before they qualify for the round of 16. From Group A, I've already mentioned Italy. In Group A, Italy played 3 matches and they finished with 9 points. Brazil also finished with 4 points. They were second behind Italy. Morocco finished with 3 points, while Costa Rica finished with 1 point. Then in Group B, North Korea finished first with Group B. In fact, about 4 countries won all their matches in the group stage. About 4 countries. Countries like North Korea, they won all their matches. USA, that's what I'm saying, that it doesn't matter whether a team finished in third place or not. Because while we were watching the match between USA and Netherlands finished as one of the best third place teams. They finished as one of the best third place, and they were playing against a USA that finished first from Group C. But yeah, they put up a good fight. So that's why we should not even write off the Flamingos tonight. They might come out tonight and spring up surprises like the Nigerian team always does. When you're beating them up, the Nigerian spirit will just come in like, it will just come in and they'll just play. Don't mind me. So looking at Group B, North Korea, they were first in Group B with 9 points. Mexico second with 6 points. Netherlands third with 3 points, and Cameroon fourth. Cameroon did not win any match in the tournament before they left. They didn't win any match. Cameroon lost to the likes of North Korea. Of course, North Korea, we know North Korea. We know their pedigree in this competition. They've won it 3 times. They've won the most titles. Spain are second. Spain have won it 2 times. But North Korea have won it 3 times. So North Korea finished first from Group B with 9 points. Mexico finished second from Group B with 6 points. Netherlands finished third with 3 points. While Cameroon, our dear Cameroon, our own Cameroon played 3 matches but they are out anyway. But they couldn't make it to the round of 16. So that was how it ended in Group B. In Group C, USA finished with 9 points. China finished with 6 points. And today again, we saw Brazil defeating China 3-0. Brazil won their round of 16 match today against China. They scored 3 past China today, so they won 3-0. Then Ecuador finished with 3 points, and Norway are out as well. They didn't finish with any points. Norway did not win any match in this competition. So that's for Group C. Then for Group D, our group, Canada, France, Nigeria, and Samoa. Canada finished with the maximum 9 points. Canada defeated us. Canada defeated Nigeria 4-1. They defeated Samoa 6-0, and then they also defeated France 2-1. So Canada scored 12 goals already in this competition, against Nigeria 4, against Samoa 6, that's 10, and against France 2. So Canada has scored 12 goals already in this competition. So Canada finished first from Group D with 9 points. France are second with 6. France finished second with 6 points, and Nigeria finished third with 3 points and a goal difference of 0. While Samoa finished fourth with no points. Then from Group E, Spain finished first from Group E with 9 points. Colombia was second with 6 points. South Korea first, and Ivory Coast 1. Then from Group F, Japan finished first from Group F with 7 points. Paraguay also finished second with 7 points, but a lower goal difference. Zambia finished third with 3 points, and New Zealand finished fourth with no points. So that was the way it happened in the group stage. And then for match day 3 fixtures that led to the round of 16. Some of the matches, some of us don't know the result of the matches. So in the round of 6, in the group stage, the third match, the match day 3 fixtures, USA actually defeated Norway 5-0. USA won that match 5-0. Ecuador lost to China 4-0. Netherlands, can you see the same Netherlands that put up a good fight today? The same Netherlands lost to North Korea 5-0. Netherlands lost to North Korea 5-0. In their third match, they lost to North Korea 5-0. And Brazil and Italy, that was a very keenly contested match. But Italy defeated them 4-3. Italy defeated Brazil 4-3. Morocco defeated Costa Rica 3-1, and that was the only match they won in the group stage. The match between Morocco and Costa Rica ended 3-1, and that was the only match they won in the group stage. Then Mexico defeated Cameroon 1-0, and then also Ivory Coast lost to Spain 3-0 in the group stage. Don't forget that when this competition started, as I said earlier, we had 5 representatives. Nigeria, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Zambia, and Morocco. So we are left with 3 representatives now. We have 3 representatives. We have Nigeria, we have Morocco, and Zambia. So those are the remaining representatives. So Ivory Coast, in their third match, they lost to Spain by 3-0. Colombia defeated South Korea 1-0. Canada defeated France 2-1. Samoa lost to Nigeria 4-0. New Zealand lost to Zambia 4-0. While Paraguay played a 1-0 draw with Japan. And then, so those were the match day 3 fixtures. Now for the round of 16 fixtures, earlier today, we saw Brazil defeating China 3-0. Brazil scored 3 goals against China. They defeated China. Then the match between United States and Netherlands should have been concluded by now. But as when I watched the match, it was still 1-1 between the two teams. 1-1. They were playing 1-1. It was a draw. So I don't know whether the match was decided by penalties, but now they should have ended the match already, of course. Then Italy and Nigeria will play by 8 p.m. Nigerian time, and North Korea and Morocco will play by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. So we are going to get to see Nigeria tonight in action, 8 p.m. Nigerian time very soon. And North Korea will also take on Morocco, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. For tomorrow's fixtures, tomorrow is Tuesday, October 29. So for tomorrow's fixtures, Mexico will take on Paraguay, 4:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Spain will take on France, 4:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Canada will take on Zambia, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. While Japan will take on Colombia, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. So those are the matches that will be played. So what is your take about today's match? Who do you think will win today's match between Nigeria and Italy? And then looking at Nigeria so far in this tournament, although many people will argue that they're not really impressed. Many people even say that against Samoa that some people even argue that Samoa are making their debut. But it doesn't go that way. Look at Netherlands that lost their last match to North Korea by 5-0. The same Netherlands, they were not disgraced in today's match. So football is not mathematics. That A defeated B does not mean that B will defeat. That A defeated B, football is not mathematics in general. That's what I'm trying to say. So we should not write off the Flamingos of Nigeria. We shouldn't write them off. And then looking at Nigeria so far, I'm going to take a look at Nigeria at the past, because the match will start by 8 p.m. tonight, and they want them to go far in this competition. We want them to win tonight's match against Italy, although they really have to bring in their A game to win that match. They will have to step up their game very well to win this match today against Italy. They will have to step up their game. So we really wanted to win tonight's match against Italy. So looking at Nigeria at the 2022 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in India, where they won bronze. And so we wanted to take a cue from this team and even go a step or two steps further by winning the cup, by winning this tournament. You know, the Flamingos are yet to win the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. So we wanted to go a step further than the 2022 team and win this one. So in Group B, the Flamingos were in Group B in 2022 where they won bronze. They were in Group B alongside the likes of Germany, Chile, and New Zealand. And in Group B, they finished second. Germany finished first with 9 points. Nigeria was second with 6 points. Chile were third with 3 points, and New Zealand were fourth with no points. Nigeria in our first match in that competition lost to Germany 2-1. We lost to Germany 2-1 in the first match. In the second match, we defeated New Zealand 4-0. In the third match, we defeated Chile 2-1. And then when we got to the quarterfinals, we defeated USA 4-3 on penalties after the match ended in a 1-1 draw. The match ended 1-1. It was decided on penalties, and we defeated them 4-3 on penalties. And also we defeated Colombia in the semi-final 6-5 on penalties. Nigeria really played a lot of penalties in that particular from the knockout stage. And in 2022, we really played a lot of penalties. Like in the quarterfinals, we defeated USA on penalties. Also in the semi-final, we defeated Colombia 6-5 on penalties. And then when we now go to the third place match, when we played the third place match, we defeated Germany 3-2 on penalties after we played a 3-3 draw. And we had earlier lost to them in the group stage 2-1. So that's Nigeria at the 2022 edition where they won bronze. So tonight we wanted to win against Italy. Like we really wanted to win against Italy. And then we've seen Queen Joseph. Queen Joseph has been so delightful to watch in this tournament. And then we're at the last edition. Shakira's machine was scoring all the goals. She was really scoring all the goals at the last edition, you know. But then this time around, she has really done a lot of work. She has been so hardworking this time around. But she hasn't scored much goals, but she has really contributed a lot. And she's the captain of the team. That's talking about Shakira Moshood. She's the captain of the team. She's the nominee for CAF Young Player of the Year, Young Female Player of the Year. She's the nominee, and then she's the captain of the team. So tonight, we just wanted to come out against Italy and step up their game, bring in their A game. Although when we played the qualifiers for this edition, you know, players like Peace Effiong and Chidi Amoni were there, and then they really made our attack for me. They really made our attack so sharp. Talking about Chidi Amoni, Peace Effiong, we really missed them. But then initially in this tournament, against the likes of Canada, when we're struggling to score, we really miss these players. But I think the players that we have now are beginning to gel. We are beginning to see the cohesion. They are beginning to gel. So we should just give them a chance today against Italy. Fine. You know, we cannot, this is like we're in the round of 16 now. In the round of 16 now, we cannot continue to say that we miss Chidi Amoni, we miss Peace Effiong. We are already in the round of 16. We've played 3 matches. So we should actually look beyond that and look at the players we have at our disposal now. And then one thing is that with every match they have improved. And one thing I like about this team and the coach really has listening ears. He listens. He's a coach that listens very well. Like when he was addressing the press, it was like he has heard everything they said, that he knows that they really have to up their game, and especially against Italy, who is highly tactical, who have got so much attacking quality and attacking flair, that he knows that they have to raise their game against them if they don't want to leave at this stage. And I'm sure that the girls don't want to leave at this stage. They can make names for themselves and become, you know, they can become big stars, make names for themselves and become big stars. So I'm sure they want to win tonight against Italy by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. So looking at Nigeria again at the 2000 and the one I looked at, that was 2022. Now looking at Nigeria at the 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, that was the last edition in Dominican Republic, 2024, the last one. We were in Group A in that edition. We were in Group A alongside teams like Ecuador, Dominican Republic, and New Zealand. And Nigeria in that group finished first. We won all our matches in the last edition. We won all our matches against Ecuador, Dominican Republic, and New Zealand. Although you can argue that the kind of team we have, the teams we played this time around are much more formidable. Like, I'm not saying that these ones are not formidable. I'm just saying that, you know, looking at a team like Canada, see the way Canada won all their matches. Canada, their first match, they defeated Nigeria 4-1. Second match, defeated Samoa 6-0. Third match, defeated France 2-1. So you understand? So the kind of teams they met this time around were really kind of tactical and very good team. And even France have won this competition before in 2012. France have won it before in 2012, so they're a former champion. So the French team, the French team the French team has won this before. They've won it previously, so they are former champions. And so look at the team Nigeria is the same thing as France, the same thing as Canada. We made formidable scores, and it's good that we made them. So they really shaped us. Those teams really shaped us, because if you had not lost to Canada by 4-1, we would not have tightened up against France. Look at the way, at least against France, it was a much more improvement. And against Samoa, see, I keep on saying it, Samoa. If you go and watch the match between Samoa and France, you know that it's not as if we're playing the underdogs against Samoa. It's not as if we're playing a team that does not know. No, against Samoa, against France, Samoa were really formidable. They played very well. They played well in that match. And see the way they celebrated their goals. And even in that match, one of their players was the woman of the match. In that match, their goalkeeper, yes, she made a lot of saves. Obviously, we were playing against France, so she made a lot of saves. She was named the goalkeeper of the match. But then they scored as well. They scored 2 goals. When they were 3-0 down, they came back and they scored 2 goals. So that we defeated Samoa 4-0. And as some people are like, Samoa, no, we shouldn't look at it that way. No, there are no underdogs in football again. There are no minnows. As if you want to play any team and underrate that team, you get a shocking result from such teams. So that's why it's not good to underrate teams that you want to play. So people thinking that Shebi is Samoa. No, as in, we shouldn't just talk that way, because this Samoa team really put up a good fight against France. And then the Flamingos have really improved with every match in this tournament. They've really improved with every match. At least we didn't consider any goal against Samoa. Samoa scored 2 goals against France. They didn't score against us. We didn't consider any goal against them. So it shows that we are improving with every match. And against Italy tonight, we might just come out victorious in that match. To many people's surprise, we might just come out victorious tonight against Italy. So anything is possible in football. Even in our last match against Samoa, the coach talked to them, and he told them that they had to score a lot of goals in that match to be able to go through as one of the best top places, that they needed to score a lot of goals. Look at Morocco. Morocco qualified with a goal difference of -3. They finished with 3 points from their group, but they had a goal difference of -3. Flamingos 3 points and a goal difference of 0. So it shows that the Flamingos were business-like in that match. They needed it. They scored 4 goals, and then they had a goal difference of 0. So they had the best goal difference. Morocco had a goal difference of -3. So the girls really tightened up. The coach really did a lot of work on the team, and then the team is improving with every match. And we hope that tonight as well they will do very well against Italy, against the formidable Italy. Our team is also formidable, so we hope that tonight they will do very well against the very talented Italian squad. So we wish them the best in tonight's match. So looking at Nigeria's group, I was talking about Nigeria's group in the 2024 edition of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. In that was the last edition. Shakirat Moshood also featured there. She was one of the joint highest goal scorers. She finished as one of the joint highest goal scorers with 4 goals in that particular tournament. So in that particular tournament, we're in Group A alongside teams like Ecuador, Dominican Republic, and New Zealand. Nigeria finished first from that group. We won all our matches. We defeated New Zealand 4-1 in our first match. In the second match, we defeated Ecuador 4-0. In the third match, we defeated Dominican Republic 1-0. And then when we got to the quarterfinals, because at the last edition in Dominican Republic, we only had 16 teams. Only 16 teams featured. So there was no round of 16. It was just from the group stage to the quarterfinals. But now we have 24 teams in this competition, and from this, like we have it now, next year we're going to have it again. It's going to be played annually from now. It was played biannually before. It was played every 2 years before, but now it's going to be an annual competition. We're going to get to see our under-17 men's team and our under-17 female team every year. But we're not going to get to see the Golden Eagles. They didn't go to the World Cup. They didn't qualify. Talking about Golden Eagles. But yeah, the Flamingos are in the World Cup playing. So at that age level, at the under-17 level, for both men and female teams, we're going to get to see them every year. They're going to be playing annually now. So last edition finished with 16 teams. So now we have 24 teams. So after defeating New Zealand 4-1, defeating Ecuador 4-0, and defeating Dominican Republic 1-0 in the group stage, we got to the quarterfinals. And in the quarterfinals, we lost to USA by 2-0. I know the funny thing about USA. On our way to winning bronze in 2022, we met USA on our way to winning bronze, and we played 1-1 with them. The match ended 1-1, and it went to penalties, and Nigeria won 4-3 on penalties. That was in 2022 on our way to winning bronze. We made them in the quarterfinals, and we defeated them on penalties after the match ended 1-1. But this time around, when they came at the last edition in 2024, they now met us and they defeated us 2-0. So that was how we came back. That was how the girl came back to Nigeria, after losing 2-0 to USA. So everything finished, They had to leave the place and they came back to Nigeria. So that, and then at the last competition, Nigeria, the Flamingos scored 9 goals and they considered 3 goals in Dominican Republic. They scored a total of 9 goals and they considered 3 goals. So far in this tournament, we have scored 5 goals and we have considered 5 goals, So are we going to see much goals from the Flamingos? Only time will tell. Anyway, time will tell whether we are going to see much goals from the Flamingos in this ongoing competition. So in general, looking at, because I only talked about the 2022, I only talked about the 2022 edition, and then I only talked about the 2022 edition and the 2024 edition. Now, looking at Nigeria at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, our performances generally at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. So the Flamingos of Nigeria have been to every edition of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, missing only on the 2018 edition. We started, the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup started in 2008. That's talking about the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. It started in 2008. So that was where, and then the Flamingos qualified for that particular edition in 2008 when the edition started. So at that particular edition, we got to the group stage, but we couldn't progress beyond the group stage in 2008. Then in 2010, we got to the quarterfinals. In 2012, we also got to the quarterfinals. In 2014, we also got to the quarterfinals. Then in 2016, we couldn't go beyond the group stage as well. In 2022, we finished in 3rd place. That was where we won bronze. And that has been our best result so far in this tournament. And in the last edition in Dominican Republic, we got to the quarterfinals. And when we got to the quarterfinals, we lost to USA 2-0. So that's Nigeria's history at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. If you are just joining me, the Flamingos of Nigeria will take on Italy tonight by 8 p.m. Nigeria time, and already in this competition, in the group stage, we saw 130 goals scored. 130 goals were scored in the group stage. A total of 130 goals were scored in the group stage. We saw 36 matches played in the group stage, and now we're in the round of 16. And already in the round of 16 today, because the round of 16 started today we saw Brazil defeating China 3-0, and then USA also played against Netherlands today. So today alone, we are seeing 5 goals already. And in the round of 16, we are going to get to see 8 matches. So we've seen 2 matches already. And tonight, by 8 p.m., Nigeria will take on Italy. And Morocco will also play tonight. I mentioned the team. Okay. Morocco will take on North Korea tonight. What a match that's going to be, because North Korea, they are the defending champions of this tournament. Apart from being the defending champions, they are the most successful team in this tournament. They won this a record 3 times. So they'll be taking on Morocco by 8 p.m. tonight. Nigeria, Morocco, 8 p.m. tonight. What a match is going to be. But we also have our own match by 8 p.m. tonight. Nigeria, Italy, 8 p.m. tonight. And talking about Nigeria and Italy, this is the first time the 2 teams will meet at this level. They have never played at this level. Because even Italy are just making their second appearance. The first time Italy featured for the Flamingos of Nigeria, we made our own debut in 2008. When the competition started, we started the competition with the teams, and we started this competition in 2008. From the very moment it was inaugurated, from the very moment of its inception, we started. So we played our maiden edition in 2008. But for Italy, they did not get to qualify until 2014. So that was when they made their debut in 2014. They're talking about Italy. And the same year they made their debut, they won bronze that same year. In 2014, they made their debut, and they finished in 3rd place that particular year. So after that, they did not qualify for 11 years. So after 11 years, they are making a comeback after 11 years. And so in this tournament already, they have been very impressive. They scored 10 goals. They conceded 4 goals. They won all their matches in the group stage. They defeated Costa Rica 3-0, defeated Morocco 3-1, defeated Brazil 4-3, scored 10 goals, conceded 5, conceded 4 goals, and they've been in a very terrific form so far. And they have the highest goal scorer in their team. They have the highest goal scorer in Gali in their team. So they are really in a very quality form, despite the fact that they are making their second appearance. This is just their second appearance. For the Flamingos of Nigeria, this is their 8th appearance. And also the best result for the Flamingos is finishing in third place, just like Italy. Italy, to their best results, was finishing in third place the year they made their debut. So the Flamingos too, their best result was finishing in third the very year they made their debut. So we have a match tonight. What the match is going to be, what a cracker of the match we have tonight. Looking at Italy, they are a very disciplined side. They've got so much attacking flair, and they are really, really disciplined. That's talking about the Italian team. Highly disciplined. You know, when you want to play against a tactical team, you know, when you want to play against a team that is disciplined tactically and in all ramification, you have to step up your game, and you yourself have to be tactical as well. So we want the expertise of our coach. After all, he has done it before. He did it for us in 2022 when he won bronze for us. So this time around, he can also do it for us by taking us a step further. You understand? By taking us a step further and making sure that we go a step further and then actually get to the final and probably win this. You know, it's possible for us to win it. So Nigeria's best result so far in this tournament was finishing in third place in 2022. And how did Italy qualify for this competition? Italy qualified for this competition by getting to the semi-finals of the 2025 UEFA Under-17 Women's Championship. They actually played the UEFA Under-17 Women's Championship, and Italy qualified. They got to the semi-final, and they got to the semi-final, and they qualified as one of the semi-finalists for this event. So that was how they qualified. I'm talking about the performance of Italy at that particular edition. Talking about their performance at the 2025 Under-17, at the 2025 UEFA Under-17 Women's Championship. One player that really helped them, one player that was so instrumental to their picking up the ticket to this World Cup is Giulia Galli. Giulia Galli, she plays for Roma, and she has been in a very fantastic form. In this competition so far, she has scored in every match. She has 5 goals. She's in contention for the Golden Boot. You know, she's the top scorer so far in this competition, and she has scored in every match. In their first match against Costa Rica, she scored 2 goals. She scored a brace. In their second match again against Morocco, she also scored 2 goals. And in their last match against Brazil, where they defeated Brazil 4-3, she scored 1 goal. So she's one player she's one player to watch out for tonight. She really, at the UEFA Women's Championship, at the Under-17 Women's Championship, she really she was really helpful to this team. She scored 3 goals with them, and then her goals ensured that Italy picked the ticket for this World Cup after 11 years of absence. They've been absent for 11 years, and they came back, and then they've really been very, very fantastic. They've been in a terrific form in this tournament. They've been so terrific in this tournament. So that's talking about Italy and the way they qualify for this tournament. Then in this tournament, I said we've seen already 135 goals in this tournament already. We've seen 135 goals. So here are the players who have scored. I'm just going to read out the players who have scored 5 goals, 4 goals, and 3 goals. We have the top scorer is Giulia Galli, and she has scored 5 goals for Italy already in this competition. We also have Carlota Chacon Peso. She plays for Spain, and she has scored 4 goals. There is Onyanya Toure. She plays for the United States of America, and she has scored 4 goals. Then there is Zhu Ziyi, who plays for China, and she has 4 goals. There is Claudia Martinez, who plays for Paraguay, and she has scored 3 goals. There is Giovanna Waxman, who plays for Brazil, and she has scored 3 goals. There is Julia Amire, who plays for Canada, and she has scored 3 goals. There is Yu John Ian, who plays for North Korea, and she has scored 3 goals. There is Lauren Mousin, who plays for the United States of America, and she has scored 3 goals. There is Kim Won Sing, who plays for North Korea, and she has scored 3 goals. And we have our very own Queen Joseph, who plays for Nigeria and has scored 3 goals. And there is Noa Fukushima, who plays for Japan, and she has 3 goals. So, as I said, a total of 135 goals have been scored already, and then we've seen 38 matches played. So with Nigeria's match that is going to be played now, So it's going to be 40, it's going to be 38 matches. Yeah, it's going to be 39 matches. So 39 matches. And in the round of 16, we are going to see 8 matches played in the round of 16. Now, we've seen past winners of this tournament. You know, I said North Korea have won the title 3 times. They've won it the most time. That's talking about North Korea. They've won it the most time, 3 times. And even when the competition started, they were the first to win it. When the competition started in 2008, they were the first to win it. So let me just give you a brief history of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. The first tournament was held in 2008 in New Zealand from October 28th to November 16th. And North Korea, who are the current champions, and North Korea have the most titles. They are the current champion. They have the most titles, and then since the inception of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in 2008, 5 nations have crowned at this prestigious youth tournament. Only 5 nations have won it. Just like we were talking about the Women's African Cup of Nations in the afternoon. We were saying that in the Women's African Cup of Nations, only 3 teams have won it: Nigeria, South Africa, Equatorial Guinea. But in this particular one, only 5 nations have won it. Only 5 nations have won the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. And the 5 nations are North Korea, Korea Republic, France, Japan, and Spain. So those are the 5 nations. North Korea, Korea Republic, France, Japan, and Spain. So let me just tell you the years they won it. For North Korea, they won the maiden edition in New Zealand in 2008. For Korea Republic, they won the second edition in Trinidad and Tobago in 2010. For France, they won the third edition in Azerbaijan in 2012. For Japan, they won the fourth edition in Costa Rica in 2014. In 2014. Okay, so the match has started already. Oh, we've seen 17 minutes of football played already. Please let me do this. It's not playing well. Just let me adjust it. So, sorry, I was saying that North Korea won the maiden edition. They won it in New Zealand. Okay, so the match is ongoing now. For the benefit, the match is ongoing between Italy and Nigeria, and it's still goalless. After 17 minutes of play, it's still goalless between the 2 teams, you know. So I told you that the coach, Bankole Olokere, already said that the girls don't want to leave. They're not ready to leave. They're not ready to go home now. They want to stay in this tournament. You know, after they lost to Canada in their first match, they were really pained by that defeat. Talking about the girls, it affected them morally. They had to go through a lot of psychs, you know, a lot of pep talks, so many things. The coach had to psych them up. They had to psych them up mentally and everything. And they came back into the second match against France. We saw the way they played in the second match. And then we saw the way loss of concentration cost them the match. Just 9 minutes to the end of the match. And then in their third match again, against Samoa, we saw the way they played very well. They won the match by 3 goals to 0. So the girls are not ready to go. And then looking at Italy, they're in a very great form in this tournament. They've been very terrific, you know. They won all their matches and they won by high margins, you know, 3-0, 3-1, 4-3, 4-3 against Brazil. So they won by high margins. So as it is now, it's Nigeria 0 and Italy 0. It's a round of 16 match, and we hope that the Flamingos of Nigeria will win this match. We wish them all the best in this match. So as I was saying, since the inception of the 2025 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, only 5 teams have won it, and the teams are North Korea, Korea Republic, Spain, Japan, and France. Okay, France. So North Korea won the maiden edition in New Zealand in 2008. Korea Republic won the second one in Trinidad and Tobago in 2010. France won the third edition in Azerbaijan in 2012. Japan won the fourth edition in Costa Rica in 2014. Korea DPR won the 5th edition in Jordan. Jordan hosted the 5th edition. That was in 2016. Jordan hosted, and Korea DPR. See, when I say Korea DPR, I mean North Korea. I mean North Korea actually. But they put them as Korea DPR, but I mean North Korea. So Spain won the 6th edition in 2018 in Uruguay. And then North Korea won the last edition in 2024. So North Korea now have 3 titles. So they have 3 titles. If I can just get, so North Korea have 3 titles. So that's it. So as I was saying, the Flamingos of Nigeria in this competition have improved with every match. You know, they have improved with every match, and then So we just hope that they will continue with that momentum. And so far against Italy, 17 minutes into the match and it's still goalless. So we just want them to remain focused in that match, take the chances that come their way, and of course they have to be alert. They have to be alert defensively. They have to be alert defensively. They have to watch their back because they are playing against an Italian team that is highly attacking. They play with so much attacking flair. That's talking about Italy. So they have to watch it. So what's your take? If you are watching it, what's your prediction of tonight's match? Already it's goalless. And then don't forget that tonight as well, I said Morocco will be taking on North Korea. Because North Korea are the defending champions and they have the most titles. Even in the group stage, they finish with 9 maximum points. So we have a match to play. We have a match to play tonight for Morocco. Okay, for Morocco in the group stage, they were in the same group with Italy, Brazil, and Costa Rica. Now they are going to be taking on North Korea. And North Korea in the group stage had 9 points. They did not lose any match, just like Italy. They didn't lose any match. But Morocco only won one match in the group stage, and that was against Costa Rica. They won only one match in this group stage. But then football is not mathematics, as I said. The fact that they won only one match, it does not mean that they can't win the match. Football can go either way, the way it goes. So the match is still goalless now. Okay, sorry, the other time it was 12 minutes into the match. Now we are 16 minutes into the match, and it's goalless between Italy and Nigeria. And then it's goalless as it is right now. So where are you watching the match from? Are you watching the match? Are you really watching the match? We have a match in the hand now. Nigeria taking on Italy. It's goalless now. And then the Flamingos of Nigeria want to go a step further in this competition by beating the record of 2022, where we only finished with bronze. But then for us to even talk about bronze in this tournament, we have to win this one today, round of 16. After round of 16, you win the quarterfinal. After winning the quarterfinal, you now get to semi-final. So even talk of bronze. So we have to even win today against Italy. After winning, get to the quarterfinals, win again, and get to the semi-final. So even talk of bronze. So as it is now, the match is ongoing and it's goalless, and the Italians have the ball, and they are, of course, the way the Italians play, they are holding on to the ball tenaciously, and then Nigeria, the Flamingos of Nigeria have the ball now. The Flamingos of Nigeria look dangerous in the penalty area of the Italians, and the match is ongoing. And then we really have the Flamingos making runs, making beautiful attacking runs up front, approaching the area of the Italians. I told you that, one thing about teams that, like I was citing Cote d'Ivoire in the other time, I was talking about the edition of the World Cup qualifiers that Brazil had to go through the playoffs. Imagine Brazil, they went through the playoffs. To that particular World Cup and they won it. They went to the playoffs, they got to that particular World Cup and they won it. So there are some teams, they start slowly, but as the competition progresses, you see their form coming up. And then I'm talking about Cote d'Ivoire as well. In the last edition, Cote d'Ivoire at the Nations Cup in 2024, the last Nations Cup. Even Nigeria defeated them in the group stage. We defeated them, and then they had to change their coach in the course of the competition because they didn't do well at all in the group stage. They even qualified as one of the best third place teams. They qualified as one of the best third place teams. They didn't do well in the group stage. But what happened? They got to the knockout stage, and from every match, they started improving. They were really beautiful, playing fantastic football, attacking football, and defending so well. And they got to the final. They met Nigeria. When they met us in the final, they defeated us 2-1. Like talking about Cote d'Ivoire, the match is still ongoing now. Nigeria versus Italy, and the match is goalless. It's still goalless, and then the Italians have the ball now. So as I was talking about Cote d'Ivoire and Nigeria, before that match, everybody was like, the Super Eagles will win this Nations Cup because they had earlier defeated them. Everybody was like, but then looking at the form of Cote d'Ivoire towards the final, because in the knockout stage, this was a different Ivorian team from the one we saw in the group stage. They were so different tactically, they were different mentally, they were so they were just winning all their games. So even when Nigerians were optimistic, even with the optimism, there was a kind of caution, there was a note of caution, like you are playing the host country and you are playing against a rejuvenated Ivorian team, there was that caution, there was that sound of caution. And eventually what happened? They met us. Through second, our captain scored the penalty again. And what happened? Cote d'Ivoire scored 2 goals back. That match, I will not forget that match. Like that match, in fact, I didn't want to talk about that match. I had to talk about it for you to know that teams who finish or who starts slowly can actually go and win a competition or win the tournament. Okay, so that was a good save from the Nigerian goalkeeper, and he's still goalless now. So as I was saying, some teams they start slowly and then they can still go as far as winning the tournament. So we have seen 19 minutes of football played now, and then we've really seen, and both teams are sizing each other out. They are sizing each other out, and then so far the Flamingos have held their heads high so far in this tournament. And one thing I've noticed about the Flamingos in this match, at least what I'm saying, anytime they have the ball, there's this urgency. They want to run forward. You know, there's this urgency in their play, and that's good. That's a plus. I mean, for a player, for a team to be urgent, and they seem to be enjoying most of the ball so far. From what I've been seeing, just our own Flamingos of Nigeria, they seem to be enjoying most of the ball so far. So I'm saying the match is still goalless. So the fact that they started slowly does not mean that they might not even go and win this competition. They might want to win because, and these girls, they are young, you know, they are young. Look at the way they reacted after their first match. They didn't take it well at all. As in, they were really pained, and then they had to go all the way to, you know, they improved in their match against France. That was their second match against France. They improved, and in their third match as well, in their third match against Samoa, they defeated Samoa by 4-0. It's not easy scoring 4 goals in a football event. The other time I was talking about WAFCON, and I was looking at WAFCON 2014, seeing the Super Falcons scoring goals. Look at the match they played today. They played a 1-0 draw with Benin. That's talking about the Super Falcons. We went there, we defeated them, but for them to come and score it shows that football is really developing, and there are no underdogs in football. So this match is still ongoing now, and as I said, the Nigerians so far, okay, the match is still goalless. What's your take on this match? What's your prediction for this match? What's your prediction for this match between Nigeria and Italy? Remember that in this competition, Italy has scored 10 goals and they have conceded 4 goals. And 4 of those goals, 3 of those goals they conceded were from Brazil. But so far, from what I've seen, they've really been composed, you know. They've really been composed. Don't forget that they are playing against a quality team and the Italians have the ball now. The match is still goalless anyway. So as I was saying, in this competition, 5 teams. I'll be giving you updates I'll be chipping in my own updates. It's not as if I'll be doing any kind of commentary. I'm not a commentator. Like I will not be doing much but I'll be giving you guys updates as I enjoy the fair share of possession for now. So as I said, I enjoy the fair share of possession for now. So as I said, in this competition, 5 teams have won it. North Korea, France, Spain, Korea Republic, and who again? Don't mind me. I will say, okay, North Korea, France, Spain, Korea Republic, and then Japan. Okay, Japan. I wanted to say Japan, don't mind me. I wanted to say Japan. North Korea, Korea Republic, and Japan. North Korea, Korea Republic, Japan, France, and Spain. So those are the teams that have won this competition so far. 5 teams, and North Korea have won it the most times.